Hey there! Every story is full of real emotions and unforgettable experiences. Imagine being forced to watch a terrified child beg for help while every adult in authority turns their back, completely ignoring the cries that pierce your heart, cries that feel like daggers tearing through your chest. That's exactly what happened with my foster daughter, Alexis. The moment the social worker knocked on my door, Alexis was trembling so violently she hid behind my legs, gripping me as if her very life depended on it. Her tiny hands clutched my clothes, her eyes wide with sheer panic, her entire body shaking uncontrollably, and I could feel every tremor as if it were my own. Her birth mother starts visits tomorrow. Judge's orders. The worker said flatly, her voice like steel, emotionless as if she were merely reciting a daily schedule she had done 1,000 times before, never truly seeing the child in front of her. I bent down, pointing at this terrified 6-year-old who hadn't slept a full night in weeks. This child wakes up screaming about her mother every single night until she vomits from sheer panic. I pleaded, desperate for the worker to even glance at the horror in front of her. But she just rolled her eyes. "That sounds dramatic," she said, dismissing every ounce of fear in the room as if it were nothing. I carefully pulled Alexis forward, her tiny body trembling so violently it broke my heart. Look at her. She can barely stand just hearing us talk about her mother. Yet the worker didn't look. Her mother finished anger management classes. She gets visits. After 3 weeks, unsupervised. After 8 visits, she can petition for custody, she said matter-of-factly, while Alexis's sobs intensified, echoing painfully through the empty hallway. My stomach dropped. I knew this wasn't right, and the first visit proved it in ways I couldn't have imagined. As soon as we pulled into the parking lot, Alexis doubled over, vomiting her breakfast onto the pavement, crying, "Please don't make me go, please." Her body shook violently, but her mother snatched her up with no care, snapping, "Stop being such a pathetic little brat." The social worker calmly scribbled notes as if nothing was wrong, observing silently while Alexis trembled in fear, her little face streaked with tears. The second visit was even worse. Alexis, paralyzed with terror, wet herself. Her mother screamed, "You disgusting little pig. You smell like piss," and forced Alexis to remain in her soaked clothes the entire time, mocking her mercilessly as pissy baby. The social worker didn't intervene. She just continued writing notes, later claiming such accidents were normal in this process. By the third visit, now unsupervised, I had to physically pry Alexis off my body. She clung to my shirt, sobbing, "I'll be good. Please don't leave me." My heart shattered as I walked away, each step like a knife twisting in my chest. When I picked her up 4 hours later, she didn't speak a single word for 2 entire days, barely lifting her eyes to look at me. Then came visit 4, and that's when the terror escalated to something truly horrifying. Alexis whispered, pale-faced and trembling, "Mommy says she's going to take me away forever, and no one will ever find me." I immediately called the social worker, desperate for action, but she laughed in my ear. "Birth mothers say things like that. It's good for them to plan the future," she said, dismissing Alexis's fear as childish imagination. I was practically begging, "Please, something is seriously wrong here." Her response was venomous. "You're just jealous of the real mother. Complain again and Alexis goes to another foster home tonight." That night, Alexis woke at 3 a.m., screaming like she was being murdered. Clutching her teddy bear, she showed me with tiny hands pressed over its face. She does this until I see stars and can't breathe. Next time she says she won't let go, my blood ran cold. I skipped the next visit and raced her to the ER. The doctor examined her and found bruises across her chest consistent with suffocation, and X-rays revealed old broken bones never reported in her file. His expression hardened. "Someone has been trying to kill this child." A detective arrived quietly and pulled me aside. "We need to talk about her mother." Her first child officially died of SIDS 2 years ago, but we suspected murder all along. Then he showed what they found on her computer. Searches like how to make a child's death look accidental, and how much Benadryl kills a 40-pound child. My knees nearly buckled. She was planning to do it again, he said, just like the first one. The very next morning, I stormed into the social worker's office, evidence clutched in my hands, my voice echoing across the room. You almost let a murderer take another innocent life. She stammered, muttering about following the rules, but I cut her off, shaking the report inches from her face. Alexis told you she was being hurt and you called her a liar. How many children have you ignored while they were being tortured? Other caseworkers gathered, pale and silent, watching in shock, their eyes wide. She whispered, I was only doing my job. That's when I exploded. Your job was to protect children, and you nearly signed this one's death sentence. Hours later, Alexis's birth mother was arrested for attempted murder, and the social worker, fired on the spot. After that, Alexis finally slept in my arms without terror, and I realized the nightmare was over, at least for now. But every time I see her smile, I remember how close we came to losing her, and it fuels my determination to fight for children like her everywhere. The fear, the helplessness, the panic she endured, it's unbearable to think about. I vow that no child under my watch will ever feel that terror again, and that every voice, every plea for help will be heard. I tell myself daily that silence from authorities must never be repeated. Every tear, every small cry, every whisper of fear deserves to be listened to. And while Alexis sleeps peacefully now, I keep the memory of those nights vivid, because it's a reminder that one moment of inattention can cost a life. Every heartbeat, every shiver she endured, every trembling plea is engraved in my mind. I will fight relentlessly, so no child ever experiences what Alexis went through. That is my promise, my mission, and my daily battle. And I will keep fighting even when it feels impossible, because children like Alexis deserve life, safety, and hope. And I will not stop until every child's voice is heard, every cry answered, and every threat to their life is stopped before it even begins.